All right, it's HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, also known as Reality Supreme Being, on the air. Went on my YouTube today, put in my code word and all that, and somebody had been messing with it because I couldn't get in. It took me 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 40 minutes to hassle going back and forth between emails and stuff just to get in back into my YouTube. I had to reset the passcode, and then it just becomes, YouTube, you need to change the way you do things. The questions you ask, the last time you put a YouTube on. Some people are homeless. Then I cannot keep track of all that. Then you ask when I open the account. In order to do that, I'd have to be able to get into my Nublio email account, which is blocked because of I've already said this in my YouTube, because of Microsoft's problem. I'm not the one who's made the mistakes. Microsoft did. They want me to unblock my account, and they put on the screen some guy named Czar something or other, asterisk 5 times czar.com, and that's never been my email. And they gave me a phone number to call the guy, and this is a very, very bad time. It's always been a bad time in my life, but this is really bad because first of all, the media, we've talked about this. The media has a block against me. They're not going to put me on the news. They're not going to put me on anything. The media, the government, nobody likes me. Very few people that do know me it's okay for them to know me because they know who I really am, whereas the rest of the country doesn't even know I exist, much less any of the other candidates. Let me give you a sample. Today I found some guy for president, and it doesn't say whether he's for president of the United States or not. Strength through peace on earth. My guess is get on board the peace train. So the guy's last name is Kucinich. So here he is. He printed up T-shirts, Kucinich for president, strength through peace on earth, I wonder whatever happened to him, get on the Peace Express, choo-choo train. Anyway, I've been made to poor and kept poor by the way the government runs everything that they've been doing. It doesn't matter what they tell you. I'm one of the most abused people in this country, and they want to see me die slowly. They don't want to give me money to leave. They just want to see me die slowly. They want to take my property, make it impossible for me to rent a warehouse with too many restrictions, too many qualifications. The only place I can go is storages. I told you before, I had all that taken care of. I had everything on cars and trucks. I was trying to move out of California, the very same city of Los Angeles, using their vicious cycle building and safety rules, their crappy law enforcement, their parking enforcement, took all of my vehicles. I mean, I'm telling you people the truth. 10 years of harassment of them taking my things, and nobody cares. And I've told you even that all these bad things that happen is bad karma happens to good people when there are so many bad people out there doing so much bad karma that the good people, it's like a river, just get swept away along with the river of bad karma, and there's no way you can keep yourself from getting out of it. And instead of the media doing a story like mine, no, they do stories like Ann Harris, who didn't even mention the $18 billion she got for all the people that were made homeless or practically homeless, who foreclosed on their house. They put in a new bill, didn't mention a word about retroactive pay. What a bitch. And the news too, because they didn't mention it either. So of course, you can't get a loose cannon like me and a maverick like me talking on the media. I'm not only going to wipe the stage with Obama and Romney if I'd ever get a chance to be on stage with them, I'd wipe the stage with the media too. And see, the thing is, they know that people like me have no power. We don't have a chance of ever getting anywhere because there's no communication for people like us. When you talk about KPFK, Pacifica, that's a lie too. It's all a scam. And instead of people getting up and revolting, and the 40 minutes I spent trying to get back onto my own channel, I mean, hey, I'm me. Other than my twin and me, we're the only two that have access to my video. And believe me, he doesn't want any part of it. But I'm telling you, you people have overstepped the line on my civil rights, not dozens of times, hundreds of times in the last 30 years. And the last 10 years being the worst because you've managed to use the circumventing laws that you have at the local and state level. You managed to circumvent civil rights and do things again. I just have two friends of mine named Chris and Helen. Chris is a good drummer. He's missing his front tooth here. There's a guy named Williams in the Devonshire police station who went beyond the course and scope of his employment. He walked into LA Fitness because he knew who they were. They were parked their motorhome back there, their members. He went in there to tell them that they can't park there because it might look like they're using the parking lot as a place to park overnight and be. Well, hell, homeless people need a place to go too. These approved lots, there are no approved lots in LA for motorhomes. And even if there are, by now, you've already taken all of my property. You've destroyed my life. So yeah, I wish nothing but death and destruction on all of you. Especially that Williams and every cop in the city. I don't care how good or bad they are. It's over. There is no common ground between me and anyone that is representative of any kind of authority in this country. Your best bet is to give me money to make me go away forever. Leave. Because you've already taken my motorhomes, my cars, my hobbies. You've done everything. And now you're even interfering in my YouTube. What, because it's 2 weeks before the presidential election? Are you afraid? Is somebody out there afraid that I'm going to be able to eventually overstep the Bilderberg Group and the secret meetings at the hierarchy of the media where they meet behind closed doors? They say, no, we can't have Caesar talking on TV. He'll screw us too. You're right, ABC, CBS, NBC, I will screw you because you have screwed me by either ignoring me or taking these orders from jerk-offs that are running for office that don't deserve to run for office. And if you really listen, if you get your reporters and you really have them study all 300 videos, and that would take a long time now. See, and they know that now too. I'm my own worst enemy because I've done so many videos. I didn't concise it into one argument. You can't concise a problem that is big as the United States, problems, in the hundreds of thousands of problems. You can't concise it into a 5-minute video. You can't even concise it into 300 videos. But you can rant and rave and let people know repeatedly that you're pissed off, you're hacked off, and that none of you are going to do anything about it. Oh, why? Because the middle class is always, that's a first mouth thing out of these crappy Obama and Romney. They're crappy. It's all lies. You know, they were on the news this morning saying you have fact finders, the fact finders, the fact verifiers that work for the media. Well, here's a fact for you. I'm here, and you are ignoring me. I should have, for the next 2 weeks, I should have 24/7 on every major station, and let me talk and let me show you 1 hour every day, and I bet you won't do it. That's a gamble you can't be willing to take because the hierarchy, the rich, the International Monetary Fund, the people that control the billions and zillions of dollars. Hey, we can't have a loose cannon and a maverick like Caesar going around talking and stuff like that. He's going to screw us all up. You're right. You're absolutely 100% right. You give me any kind of power, I'm going to go after every single person, including the media, including the churches, every one of you, because you're all hypocrites. I even made one tape where I said, give me the money and I'll leave with whatever I have left. No, that's not enough. You're still taking stuff from me. I just lost 2 things from an auction over here. Oh, and Storage Etc. was nice by giving me 1 more month, blah, blah, blah. They still auctioned it off. The point here is, I can't rent a warehouse without having good credit. Well, who ruined my credit? Let's talk about cause and effect. Your society, your collective United States of America did this to me. You are the cause. And you have created nothing but negative effects for me. It's all negative. Every day it's negative. It's not going to stop until I stop breathing and die. You people care more about procedure than you care about life, liberty, and the true possession, not pursuit of happiness, the possession of it. They talk about people being out of jobs. Well, I'd like to get on national TV and ask all the people of the United States instead of a presidential broadcast, I'd like to be able to get on there like president and say, I want to see the figures of how many people are really happy. I mean, more than 75% happy with the jobs they're doing. I want to see that figure. And I don't want to see a lie. I want to see a factual figure. I bet you I won't find more than 25% of the people happy with their life the way it is. And that means no matter how many jobs you make for people, most people will be forced to take most of those jobs because they are slaves to the banks, to the landowners. Your whole system sucks. And it sucks because the wrong people are in power. And so long as you have those people in power, you will continue to see death and destruction from Al-Qaeda. You'll continue to see terrorist acts. You'll continue to see pipe bombs left in Home Depot the other day. You'll continue to see some guy who's threatened to blow up the Federal Reserve, but it wasn't a real threat. The FBI helped him carry out that threat to see if he'd follow through with it. It was all a fake. That's called entrapment. In any legal profession, that is the worst kind of entrapment. You've already caught other people red-handed actually going to do something. That's not enough for the FBI. Now you have to show how many people I can't even think of the word right now. You can bribe secretly. You can lure them into making a conspiratorial threat that they're involved with Al-Qaeda, and then if they're dumb enough to fall for that one, they go ahead and get the van and do what this guy did, and now he's up in front of a judge. If I was a judge, I'd throw the whole thing out. That's entrapment. I don't care what the FBI explains. They're full of crap, just like Obama and all of them. The three levels of government, federal, state, local, the three levels of government, executive, judicial, and legislative, are all criminals. You need to reset the whole country. Just like the Soviet Union fell and it started resetting things, that's what you really need to do in America. You need to get rid of Obama health care. You need to get socialized medicine. And that's the only answer right now because there's too many sick people in America. They're either sick mentally, they're sick physically, they're sick financially. We can go on with the list forever. No presidential debate is going to answer questions of people like me. There isn't any. The presidential debates of today are evil. They are a scam. They are to lure you in a direction that you are going to see too late. Wait until it starts happening to you. Just like what happened to me today. I spent 40 minutes trying to get my YouTube back. Why is that? Because the federal government, and I had to go through my presidential name. I had to go HRM, Caesar, St. Augustine, de Bonaparte, and then on Google. And then my name came up with all of the information on me, and of course some of my videos, and I clicked onto that video, and then I went back into YouTube and tried 2 or 3 more other things before I got onto YouTube. What's happening here is beyond anyone's control. And I just got told here that I'm talking too loud. Well, hey, you know, the world is destroying me. What do you want me to do? Whisper while the world is killing me? Because that's what's happening. That is exactly what's happening. And there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have $300 an hour to hire a lawyer to sue the United States of America or California or the city of Los Angeles for the hundreds of civil rights violations that I've gone through. There isn't anybody on my side that counts, that matters. Not Romney, not Obama, not the Congress, not the Senate, not the lousy, crappy city of Los Angeles and their authority figures who are nothing but a scam. 100% scam on all of you, and you're falling for it again. Listening to that media every day is the worst thing you could do. Believing them is even worse. Now the media, like I said this morning, said, oh, we have the fact finders who are calling Romney a liar and Obama a liar. Well, if the media, what are they doing? Preparing the stage for me? I hope that's what they're doing, because that would get me on the side of the media. That would get me maybe saying some nice things about them instead of all the evil things that they have represented for decades. Through the Bilderberg Group, the Trilateral Commission, through the highest person in authority in every one of the medias and newspapers who say, the big bosses say you can't print that. The big bosses say you can't print the truth. The big bosses say, where does it end? When? When and where does it end? And then YouTube is a part of it, because they scatter my YouTubes all over the place. You can't. I went into YouTube without signing in, and I put in Reality Supreme Being. My name is one name, Reality Supreme Being. All right. There's another person in there who has Reality separate space Supreme Being, and I'm not anywhere on there. Now, because that's not me. But before last month, when I started to write Reality Supreme Being on the YouTube search, by the time I got to Reality's Supreme, and I made it one word, two things appeared. My name and the other person, whoever it is, Reality Space Supreme Being. Now, Reality Supreme Being, one word, is not on there as an automatic finder. So you tell me, that's not a coincidence. Somebody did that in YouTube. My name should be popping up along with the other guys, Reality Space Supreme Being, equally. I'm even being denied not just equal debating ability to debate Romney and Obama and any of the other presidential candidates. I'm also being denied equal billing on YouTube when they're searching. Now, it doesn't happen on Google yet, but it's just a matter of time. After all, it's only 2 weeks to the election. Does the United States have time to revolt, take all their money out of the banks, stop buying gasoline, even for 2 weeks, even for 1 week? Do they have time to do that? Probably not. Why? Most people are living the life they live, but are you really happy doing what you're doing? That's what you have to ask yourself. And if you're not happy doing what you're doing, then you need to change some things. And you don't need the kind of change that Obama promised you that didn't follow through on. You don't need the kind of change that Romney's following through. You need new government from the state, federal, and local levels all the way across, because these people are out of control. You don't just talk about the middle class. You talk about the homeless when you're debating as a presidential candidate. You talk about the almost homeless people. You talk about the people still in foreclosure. You talk about all of those people. You don't do enough. Because you don't multitask, you're not capable of doing enough. And eventually, like I said, it's not going to matter who's running for president, because everybody is just going to go like a robot, go vote Republican, vote Democrat, vote for this dual dictatorship that you think is worthy of being up there. If you want to call it up there, I'd really call it down there. Will Rogers once said, "Seems to me a person who wants to be president lacks something." And let me tell you, these two knuckleheads, they lack everything. They don't have any. Not even Clinton, not even Reagan. And anybody that disagrees with me, go jump in the lake. Because all these presidents were part of the Trilateral Commission, Council of Foreign Relations, Bilderberg Group, the big money interests, the International Monetary Fund. Old man Bush, George Herbert Walker Bush, said it himself in front of Congress, the New World Order is a big idea. That's it. And he held his hand like this. It's a big idea. Hey, they weren't being secret about it at that time. And it's still kind of secret because people don't want to be informed. I'm still running. I'm waiting for the people to revolt, to demand that Obama and Romney have me on stage so that they can deal with the real voice of this country, the most abused person in the country, because that's the only place you're going to get the truth.